All right. ah, your cult boyfriend talking to you about Freeway, 1996, directed by Matthew Bright today. I love Freeway. A film with the thesis, I'm pissed off and the whole world owes me. Freeway is so fucking cool. I love it so much. This is a postmodern exploitation film. That's exactly what we have here, a film that is intended to attract by way of sensationalist controversy. But of course, it's coming out right in the middle of my favorite era of pop movie making, which is the 90s, the mid to late 90s. Holy shit. Freeway is amazing. You know what? Reese Witherspoon. This is one of my favorite performances ever. Not just for the 90s. Ever. Fucking ever. Reese Witherspoon will always be one of the all time greats. Because of her work here, she is so funny. There's a tremendous amount of stylistic pathos. I can you gonna do sex to my dead body, Bob? Like if you don't want to get shot a fuck ton of times, you're gonna do what I say now, Bob. Shit. Oh man, sorry for that. That must have been a little torture. Me trying to do a Reese Witherspoon impression, but she is so absolutely brilliant in this film. A lot of you guys come here for my film criticism, so let me get to the part where I try to go really deep right away, and then get to the more superficial things that honestly interest me a lot more when it comes to Freeway, because Freeway to me is just fun. Freeway to me is twisted, deranged, fun. The most fun you can have in the '90s is this a little exploitation film, but it's obviously a very dark take on Little Red Riding Hood. There's a fairy tale structure to this exploitation piece, obviously, because Vanessa is trying to get to her grandmother's house, and Keeper Sutherland is this deranged. His name's like Wolferton or some shit. He's obviously the big bad wolf or whatever, and rapes and kills her grandma. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. It's very clearly from the opening credits, which is lovely. Um, some of Danny Elfman's best music, by the way. I think he and Matthew Bright were childhood friends, and Danny Elfman really went above and beyond for Freeway. But obviously a dark take on the children's fairy tale. So, what exactly makes it a post-modern exploitation film outside of the fact that it came out during the postmodern American pop era? Well, I think it's pretty simple. Like this film has quite a bit, I think, stylistically in common with something like Natural Born Killers, which makes sense because Oliver Stone was a producer on this film. But Freeway is a lot better than Natural Born Killers, and I do like Natural Born Killers, but Freeway is a tremendous film. A tremendous film. Natural Born Killers, I have my issues with, but Freeway, I have like virtually no problems with it. I will tell you, it's flawless. Freeway, um, the only way to really grow up in the 90s and to come of age, the only way to go through a sincere adolescence in the 90s is through this warped, kind of deranged lens that Matthew Bright gives us in Freeway. Sentimentality always comes at a nihilistic cost. The truth of sentimentality is that yes, you can have tenderness. You could have like warm, fuzzy feelings of nostalgia. You can have your hero moment, but it's gonna come at a very nihilistic cost. Always. That's the truth of sentimentality. That has always been the truth of sentimentality. It's just that in the 90s and through the lens of postmodernism, we can really deal with the cost, with with the nihilism that we have to pay for tenderness. And Freeway is really giving us that. If you want fairy tales in the 90s, if you want a fairy tale in the 90s, it's going to be really deranged. It's going to be incredibly sadistic. It's going to be so mischievous that you're going to feel a little filthy when you're experiencing it. And in a very good way, because if you want that sentimentality, you're going to have to deal with the nihilism as well. And I think that's a really brave, really cool, really comic, really awesome thing that Freeway accomplishes. If you want the fairy tale, you're going to have to deal with the multiple homicides. It's just true. Mm. My favorite character in the piece. Reese Witherspoon, once again, like one of my favorite performances of all time, a top tenor. I'm always so impressed by her timing, by her delivery, by her conviction, by her inherent likability, and her this like projected anarchy. I love everything about Reese Witherspoon in this film. My favorite character, though, like whenever I watch it, I really get hyped up when Mesquita, I believe her name's Mesquita, she's like the badass like Spanish girl at the prison. She's always so fucking cool. Like she's a life goal. Like if you could be that cool in your life, and she loses her fucking shit too. She's amazing. And of course, at the prison, we meet a queen of the channel already, as I have talked about, Brittany Murphy. I almost said ad nauseum, but I haven't really. I've only covered like Cherry Falls. I wish I talked about Brittany Murphy ad nauseum. I think that my depression would lift, and this would be a far more positive channel if I just if I just devoted all of my time to talking about Brittany Murphy. Because my God, what a presence! What a complete lunatic! I love her. She's wonderful in this film, absolutely wonderful. And I mean, a lot of brief appearances by amazing character actors, starting with like Amanda Plummer as Vanessa's mother. Amanda Plummer, amazing, absolutely amazing. She's an incredible actress. I never stopped to think about. I never stopped to think about the gravity of an Amanda Plummer performance because I never feel it's that performative. I'm always like, oh no, this is just her. This is just Honey Bunny. This is just her. This is just Amanda Plummer. This is just who she is. Like, and obviously it's not, but she's just so good at elevating these characters into real like physical things that like you interact with as a viewer. It's awesome. She's incredible. Kiefer Sutherland um, is phenomenal. Kiefer Sutherland, one of the unsung like villain actors. I mean, people respect him well enough, but not as what he truly is, which is this great villain actor. I think of Kiefer Sutherland, I think of Freeway, I think of fucking the Lost Boys, and like I think of like Phone Booth. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like most of his films, he's a villain. Most of the good ones, he's a villain, and this is one of his all-time best villains. And it looked like he was having like a kind of like a depraved glee in getting to act out this role in which he turns into like Satan, like with the little voice box. And dude, oh my God, like I've seen this movie like maybe like 60 to 70 times in my life, and I still forget like even if I remember a joke, I don't remember how Reese Witherspoon did it. So like when he first gets all fucked up with like his like face all like deranged, deformed, and he's coming into the courtroom, like I remember that Reese Witherspoon laughs at him and bullies him, but I always forget like, oh damn, you look fucked up now, Bob. I hope you think of me, you piece of shit. Like dude, oh my God. I always forget. Reese Witherspoon, I'm not sure if half of what she said were supposed to be jokes or were written as such, but everything she does fills me with like the largest amount of joy you could possibly feel as a viewer, especially when you're watching an exploitation film. This is a postmodern exploitation film, so it does elevate the genre while recontextualizing and deconstructing exploitation tropes to really place it into that idea of yeah, we can still have exploitation, we can still have fairy tales, we can still have stories of naive innocent youths, but you're gonna have to pay that nihilistic price because our youths today, I mean, uh, they were born they no one's born innocent. And if you're growing up in the 90s, you've done some fucked up shit. But if you still want to force this fairy tale down a kid's throat, like kids want that fairy tale too. Kids want to go to grandma's house and like go somewhere like over the rainbow or some bullshit. They want that as well because that's what cinema, that's what media, that's what social stratification tells them what they want. They want that fairy tale ending. They're told they want that fairy tale ending, but the world they're growing up in is so almost nauseatingly depraved and vicious that the only way they can possibly get to that fairy tale ending is by surrendering to the most nihilistic anarchy possible. I think that's an incredible thing to really provide through Freeway, and Freeway absolutely does do that. Reese Witherspoon blows my mind. Let me mention Brooke Shields really quick because she's just kind of underrated in general. Awesome part here is Kiefer Sutherland's wife. She's great. She is great to see. One of the best shots of the whole movie is her after she blows her brains out in the bathroom. It's just really well framed, really well framed. Freeways A really cool movie, just fucking like really dope. Freeway is great. I don't like Freeway 2. I'm a huge Natasha Lyonne fan as well, so it like pains me to say I don't like Freeway 2, but Freeway 2 kind of goes all in on the exploitation, whereas there was this kind of postmodern framework that the first film was working from. That elevates it. A Freeway 2 is really like a trick baby. You do feel like you need a shower after Freeway 2. After Freeway 1, you're like, I don't know if I need a shower, if I need to rob a liquor store right now. I'm not sure which one I need to do, but I feel compelled to do both simultaneously. And it's amazing. Freeway is phenomenal. It's one of my most favorite like movie memories. I love showing this movie to people. This is really my litmus test to see if I can really engage with a person, if I can really like get to know a person. I put on Freeway and see if they can handle it. Not only if they can handle it, but if they can engage and interact with it on the level that I can, which is you root for Vanessa and you root for your queen Reese Witherspoon. You root for her until the end of the movie, and you form a cult of Freeway. Freeway is amazing. Freeway is amazing, and it's an incredible example of just what makes these '90s movies, or just what made them kind of so not only like sexy and funny and interesting, but kind of like with the capacity to be both dangerous and helpful. You know, and the same must be said. Like if danger, um, if a movie being helpful comes with like a dangerous cost, then the opposite must be true as well. I love this film. Freeway is amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, what were you doing watching this video? I said everything. I said so many things that happened in the movie. Go watch this movie. Even if you have seen the movie before, watch it. Watch it like immediately, because you should really watch Freeway every 2 years. Every 2 years, because Vanessa is that philosopher that we all that barely illiterate, mostly illiterate philosopher. The cat drinks milk. What the fuck, dude? What a great introduction for your hero. She's sounding out the cat drinks milk on the wall, and you're like, man, my homegirl's illiterate. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, go watch Freeway right now. Just do it because it's fucking phenomenal, and like it's just yeah, to me, it's virtually flawless. I think it does everything it tries to do perfectly, and then transcends itself. That's really what you want out of a great movie. Uh, it goes above and beyond itself. Freeway rules. Freeway is awesome. I can't imagine the '90s without it. Great, great film. Um, yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you for watching Your Cult Boyfriend. I'm gonna blame the movies, and oh man, Freeway just fucking, I don't know, it rules. It rules. That's all. That's all I got on that. Freeway just fucking rules. Like that could have been the video. 2 seconds. It just fucking rules. Thank you for watching. Mm. Now I've got to turn it off. That's the important part. The most important parts of a video is turning on, pressing record, and then pressing it again to stop it. Those are the two most important parts. Um, yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm over here. I'm high off of Freeway's fumes. I'm buzzing. This movie got me high. I was huffing some Freeway paint tonight. It was fucking great.